how do you see the 5G and the chemtrails and the vaccines and all these things that are taking place on the earth right now?
So once again, my cosmology may differ from yours. 5G is bad, but is nowhere near as bad as they're trying to tell you. They're trying to create all this fear around it so that you don't really realize what it does. Once 5G is connected, what it can do is upload information into your knowingness and take it away from you. Yes, it can make you sick. Yes, it can do all this other stuff, but it's not really there to make everyone sick. There's only certain amounts of types of DNA that will be radically affected by it, but its main purpose is to take information or put information into you, because we are a being that are still connected to the oneness field. Now, vaccines, they're meant to keep certain types of souls out of this reality so they cannot produce light, so they cannot in turn activate the inner geniuses of others.
Thanks again, Andrew.
And
does anyone else have a question?
Chemtrails, Andrew.
That's weather control and modification. So our weather, first thing first, is Roman numeral time binds us all together in what I call a negative collective. And weather is our uncollective species trying to come together and make a balanced weather journey. Before Roman numeral time, weather and weather manipulation was really rampant. Weather was what it is based off of how we were evolving as a species. So weather control and weather modification is meant to keep us as an uncollective to not come together as a collective.
Okay. Yes. Well, I'd say that on our side, what we're trying to do here, we're all together in the same life, but what we're doing in the new presentation is to create references for people to again be able to find themselves outside the matrix or outside the worlds of creation, so they can have be who they really are as free beings of real light. So all we can really do is give hints, point the way, give references, and we feel we're for the front lines here in the galaxy, basically, of the universe, front lines in terms of doing that, because we have the best references. We have the real guides that we work with who have been able to leave the matrix. They've been able to figure it out, get beyond it, into the real universes, into this area. We call it the seventh level, or again, these are just terms we use, but they're references that point to certain realities. So we work with the real guides, and we help others to become more aware, so they can, because this is a hard place. It's hard to have a human shell and wear it and drag it around, and there's a lot of influences, both within and without, that we have to deal with and manage. So it's not easy for people. And we're here just doing our part, public service, you could call it, and just appreciate you being here, and doing what you
Thank
do.
You.
Yes.
Well, what you were saying kind of triggered something into me. And I sent to your email one of my contract revocations and invocations, and this one is about dragons. And I'm going to push this a little bit and see if somebody, I actually just sent it to your email. It's about 4 pages long, and it defines what you're talking about. Past, present, future, I amness, isness, wasness, and werness. And these are very powerful things. Tens of thousands of people have used these all over the world. A lot of people who use ayahuasca ceremonies have been using my contract revocations as a part of purging that very negative frequencies in them, or to engage more potent frequencies of spiritual traveling. I was want to say, would you want to try to read one of these, or maybe share it with the group?
Let's see. Let me open it up here.
It's an attachment in the email there.
Yes. So
this is a form of prayer. Yeah, to start from the, it's a form of prayer. Just when you're reading it out, see yourself projecting your voice as to all of the guides and guardians that you're working with. As I said, it's a form of prayer, a form of revocation and invocation, so new perceptions can come to you.
Yes,
this will greatly open up some of... Go ahead.
I call to my sacred celestial medicine spread. I call to my dragon guides, those who have been with me since the dawn of all my eternal births. I call to my Earth Mother who holds celestial medicine space from my sacred dream of dreaming. A whole mother of all dragon kind of our time space equation. I ask you to come and sit in elder council with the communal, I am precognitive workforce. A whole dragon kind that is a service to the fifth and sixth world of universal peace. Come sit in sacred fire with all our I am selves in service to the fifth and sixth worlds of peace. Maybe you can define fifth and sixth worlds of peace?
We are in the fifth world of peace right now, which is the four previous worlds were the worlds of destruction, domination, and control. And when we come into universal ceremonial peace, that is the journey of what it takes to let go of the dystopian futures that annihilists are trying to create. Where our light is so strong, it cannot be annihilated by others' belief.
Are these similar to yugas or that sort of thing?
No, this is an individual way of saying I'm separating myself from the grander fake cycle of forced evolution.
For China.
Okay. I speak to the spirit of the peacemakers, fire, a whole friend, fire. I ask you to carry my prayer words to the seven directions of life flow. A whole friend, crow, guardian of sacred universal law, sit with us and co-create this message of universal ceremonial peace. Oh, my spirit friends, I honor you in these moments with these words of unity. The time is now and the power is in eternal, internal, external self-honesty of peace. We, the living beings of the manifest now, bear the responsibility of acting in the now. We each have an inner responsibility of self-exploration, self-reflection, and self-honesty that defeat habit patterns that create false illumination. Your dragon kind are here to be teachers at new layers and levels of reflection, helping us pull back the membranes of cooperative separation, creating the duality we perceive and believe in. What is dragon kind then? What would that be?
The dragons are an elemental force created by the celestial mind for each individual person during your fetus process that connects you to the infinite pattern of synchronicities, past, present, and future. They also help you travel between realms, and everyone has a dragon spirit that works with them through their lineage.
Okay, and then goes on to say, I break all contracts, vows, and agreements with the previous generation's definition of dragons. I break the myths in every time stream, galaxy, and universe I exist on, for the express purpose of knowing dragons this lifetime without other lifetimes interfering with what is in potential just for me during this great dream time awakening. So again, yes, I was invocating my guides with this, and basically I've had experiences where they do break agreements for me on my request. Sometimes I have to go on and with the experience so I can learn from myself, because as I'm maturing as a free being of light, they like me to, go through the experience so that it's not done for me, so I can learn from myself. But I've had this several times where the contracts have been, I recognize that it's been broken, I feel it, and it's a relief. It's just the more awareness, more light, and you feel lighter, and you can go on again.
Exactly.
So, yes. So this is also like you said, it's an ongoing. I believe in the beginning of our show, you said it's an ongoing process where it's just you just keep going with it. We have this perception, a lot of people do, where you go to a heaven, or you're become enlightened and somehow, and you've got it. You're there, and basically that kind of sounds boring in a way because it gets old pretty fast, even though it could take eons. But after a while, you're wondering, is there anything more? So I like what you say about it keeps going. You keep becoming more aware, and that's what basically you take on if you want to take this adventure on, this journey. Because most people don't.
Exactly.
If you notice, they're not ready, or they're just not. Their comfort level is such that they want to be taken care of by others, and they like the authoritarians in a way. Subconsciously, they like to be told what to do. But
exactly, and this type of document is to give your authority back, so you don't give your authority away. So you can have an experience that is undeniably your own individuated mystical connection to all that is, was, and ever will be.
Exactly, yes. And that's a challenge. That's a challenge. We use the word, or we sing the new you sound to do this with. We kind of cut through the chase, and we're the same thing. We're not into group invocations and meditations and things like that. It's like you say, it's an individual journey, but in the journey we support each other. We see each other. Basically, we see each other, and that's why we see the importance of supporting each other in whatever community it's in, whether it's physical or astral. So this is it's times like this where we share and we can come together and just like share experiences. We do a lot of sharing of real side experiences, because from that we can get new views. It's about, we see ourselves as a view in the universe, basically, in reality. Without, they just strip everything clean, all our bodies, and we're just a view. So by other people sharing their views, we can get in a way a bigger picture of what's going on, and then we can become more aware and continue the journey.
And then integrate it.
Yes. Yeah.
See, documents like these are meant to help people integrate experiences. As it goes on, each paragraph is designed to help you integrate and expand, integrate and expand, integrate and expand. And it uses the terms peacekeeper, peacemaker, and connections to all that is, was, and ever will be, so that you can integrate those experiences.
Yeah, it takes a while to process this information as information and knowledge first, and then the recognition comes where you just it's not about knowledge anymore. It's just about the perception and being it. And then you're just like the wind. You don't even exist in a way. It's really cool. Go ahead, Tim or Claudia, if you're there. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was wondering, Andrew, when you say this word prayer, are you praying to something outside of yourself?
No. There are times that there are prayers that have perceptions of externality, but a prayer, first thing first, is a service to your individuated soul, so that you can begin to express things that don't have expressions to them. Prayer is a contribution and service to the oneness field. Is that external of you? Technically it isn't. It's only our layers of perception that perceive us separate of God or separate of the universe or separate of the galaxy or individuation. And it's just the duality that we live in that prevents us from allowing all that is, was, and ever will be to be non-duality, non-separation, non-competition, non-hierarchical expression. And prayer, when it becomes a contribution and service to all that is, was, and ever will be, it's not external.
Yeah, thanks. That answered my question. I'd like to share a part of a paragraph from one of the Adventure Is books by Dwayne the Great Rider, A Journey to Real Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Before there was creation, there is always the all is. The all is decided creation as a simulator with a beginning, a duration of what has become known as time and space, and an ending, so that a new cycle of creation can take place as each unaware soul decides its own journey through the endlessness life is.
Great statement. It can be greatly expanded upon also. We have what I call eras of light, where let's just look at one galaxy. And just like we have years, there are eras of light that come where life is highly produced, like the last era, like right now we're beginning a brand new era of light in our galaxy. And the old era is ending. And what we're experiencing is the end of the old eras. And those old beings must move on to the new era of light and no longer going to have the same potency and power that they did before. And those other beings who grew up during that other era of light must now take up their legacy and responsibility to their own light frequencies. And yes, it is an endless journey, but people do become part of an era of light to come and learn about it. And in an awareness as a conscious choice too.
Yes, thanks again. This real guidance and real education, do you think that it's time for everybody on this particular planet or maybe some other planets to not have to reincarnate in the physical realm anymore if they unless they decide to come back?
So part of the new era of light is those annihilists, those that want to uncreate everything, they've manipulated karma to create uncreational events. And karma and reincarnation, like you've described, is no longer going to be used as part of our fundamental rules of the universe. There will be no longer any karmic debt passed on from generation to generation. And that's what the Prime Creator has learned from the last era of light, or the many eras of light before that, so that new forms of experiences can be had, and the annihilists won't be a part of that. A new universe or a new galaxy has been created, so those that want to have an annihilist expression can go somewhere else and not uncreate our experiences or force us back into reincarnation. So yes, karma as a karmic debt and karmic vehicle debts will no longer be used as a fundamental of our expression. But individuals must make that choice. And yes, there's going to be a great migration of souls out of this galaxy who are going to go to somewhere else who want to continue that karmic debt journey. And others that don't, they'll get to experience the new earth, the new world, the new experiences that doesn't use karmic debt vehicles as things that suppress your abilities.
Thanks again. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to say or any questions?
I'd just like to thank Andrew for coming on. And I really appreciate the knowledge, information, the insight you have. And thanks for the reading. And is Claudia still there? maybe.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm just fascinated by what he has spoken. He is the most intense. Okay. Thank you, sir. We enjoyed your presentation. It was fabulous.
Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful also.
Okay.
Well, unless anybody else has something they'd like to say, Andrew or Val, or I guess that's all of us. We have Claudia, you, I, and Val. As far as I understand, that's all that's on this show right now. So if there's anything anybody'd like to say before we end it.
No, you guys have been wonderful. Very, very. You guys are very knowledgeable.
No, I'd suggest, or just a suggestion. I read your little prayer. Maybe you could try the new you sound before bed tonight and see what life shows you.
Sure, I will.
Yeah, it goes. We can sing it to you, or you can join us maybe here. We usually do it at the end of the show, so.
Okay.
We just everybody can do it together, so you can get us.
Yeah,
so we
great.
Start.
Thank you, everybody, for being involved with the show today, and it'll be available for people to listen to on the Kelsey Lynn Brown's Facebook or YouTube.
Blog Talk Radio show.
No, yeah, the Blog Talk Radio. So there usually is a lot more people that listen to it at some time when they're available to hear it. Well, thanks again, Andrew. That was a lot to try and digest and understand, and we appreciate it. And maybe sometime we can have you back again to interview.
Sure. I look forward to it.
Yeah, great. Then
Thank
I guess
you.
we'll see everybody.
Bye. Thanks, Andrew.
All right, everyone. You're
Thanks,
welcome.
everybody.
Have a great day. All right. Bye, everyone.
Yes.